Hey guys, we are already good in completing foundation and intermediate subject-wise analysis. So now we come to the final, which is paper 13, so which is for again for the group 3 for the final level. Yeah. So in the like from today onwards, we're going to discuss and analyze the final papers that is starting from paper 13 until paper 20. Yeah, so hope the previous foundation level as well as the intermediate level was at least 10 to 20% helpful for you, and you just need to cope up based on those things and try to see which part will be helpful for you to do analysis based on your skills and strength and weaknesses. Yeah, so as I already mentioned to you guys, so you can take these videos as an just for a reference purpose, so based on that you can keep doing more analysis once you are clear how to analyze the paper. Yeah, so let's not waste the time, let's keep moving to the paper 13, that is the corporate laws and the compliance, so which is one of the very interesting subject for me. So I'd like to state to you guys that this is the subject which helped me to get a very good marks in the final level. Yeah, okay, so having said that, the 2016 syllabus for the final group 3, so we have the Companies Act, which carries the huge 16 mark percentage, so which is nothing but 60 marks. So we have 20 percentage, I mean like 25 percentage carries the other corporate laws. So we'll see which are the corporate laws forming a part of this subject. So the 15% carries for the corporate governance. So put together you need to get 50 percentage, I mean 40 percentage the minimum passing marks, and 50% to get the aggregate marks. So having said this, if you ask me whether this is the easiest subject or the difficult subject, I would like to state to you guys, if in case if you are interested in any of the real life events, like say there is some problem, you want to analyze a problem and try to give a solution based on those problems, I think those people will feel very interesting to understand this part A, which is the Companies Act. So also, if in case if you're interested in the companies, say like multinational companies, a domestic company, or a public company, private company, or whatever it is, in case if you're interested in those things, I think corporate laws will be a very interesting subject, if in case if you ask me. Yeah, so having said that, I'll keep moving to the further analysis. So as I would know, the assessment strategy is for 3 years, so which is a written examination. Objective is to gain the expert, remember, the expert knowledge of the corporate functions in the context of the Companies Act, which is 2013, and the related corporate laws. So we'll see which are the corporate laws forming part of this paper 13 subject. So you also need to be able to assess whether the strategies and the organization is in compliance. Remember, very important, compliance with established regulatory framework and the corporate governance. So in case if you ask me one of the recent, very recent corporate governance issue where which we had with regards to the Infosys, right? So you can try to understand how this corporate governance issues will create a huge problem into the organization structure. It's not like a ground level, it affects to overall the structure of the organization. Yeah, so having said that, we'll go to the learning objective. As you already know that the institute expects from you to understand the principles of corporate laws and the compliance, along with the details which is required for decision making purpose. So analyze, interpret the impact of the allied laws, and evaluate the essence of corporate governance. Remember, the essence of the corporate governance, very important for an organization like Infosys to survive in the longer run. Yeah, so demonstrate the role of corporate governance in this socio-economic development. So without corporate governance, I don't think so any organization can survive in the longer run. Yeah, so having said that, so I'll go to the deep dive analysis. As I, as I already mentioned to you guys in my previous videos also, the foundation level will have the level A of expectation, The intermediate will have the level B of expectation, but if in case if you keep moving from one level to another level, from this level to the final level, the expectation is at C level. So that means you should have the knowledge, you should comprehend the stuffs whatever you have in your particular subject. You need to know the application, you need to have the skill of analyzing, synthesizing and evaluation. Yeah, perfect. In case if you know the skill level, let me tell it and recast this for you for your reference. So level C, yeah. So remember, in your final level the expectation is at par. I would like to say more than at par. So you should be prepared as if you are a professional guy today. So remember, you should be behaving, you should be analyzing, you should be talking, you should be having the knowledge as if you are a professional today. Before even writing your examination, you should prepare as a professional. Yeah. So Companies Act, we have 50 percentage, which is a huge marks. So this is a new act which is the insolvency and the bankruptcy code, which is started from 27. I mean the act is 2016, so it just recently implemented or integrated as part of paper 13, which carries a very minimal of 10 percentage. I mean a basic level of the questions will be asked to you guys in this level. Yeah, perfect. So having said that, if in case if I go to the corporate law, this has the SEBI laws and the regulations regards to the stock exchange, how the company should be reporting, all the stuffs will be discussed here. So you also have the companies, I mean a competition act 2002, its roles on the corporate governance. So in case if you have seen a recent event which has happened wherein the Amazon company wanted to acquire the Flipkart, so which did not go through because of the Competition Act, which says a monopoly will not be allowed, and an equal opportunity will be given to all the organizations to run in the industry or in the nation. Yeah, so later the Flipkart has been taken over by a different group. So this is just an example I wanted to mention to you guys with regards to the Companies Act. So you also have the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. So if you remember, they clearly mentioned a basic understanding will be tested to you guys. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so you also have some of the laws related to the banking sector and the insurance sector, where again it's at the basic level. So having said that, if I come to the corporate governance, a corporate governance will have the 15 percentage marks, which includes the socio-economic, like social, environmental, and the economic responsibilities of the business. Very important. Without business concentrating on these aspects, survival of the business in the long run is a very challenging task. Yeah. Okay, so before going to the subject wise, I mean like topic wise analysis, let me give an overview how you can get the 40 percentage. So remember, if in case if you are a business minded, if you are interested in an audit, all those things, if you are interested in a how the business will work, how the business will take the responsibility of the society, all those things, if you're interested in those things, getting 10 marks in this at least percentage, I mean least marks 10 percentage, I mean like 10 marks is not at all a difficult task for you. Yeah, so having said that, as I already mentioned, Companies Act carries 50 percentage. I would not expect you guys to get more than 25 marks. You can get more than that, but for me a minimum marks which you need to score is 25 marks. So in the banking, I mean in the insolvency and the bankruptcy code, you will be asked a very basic things. It is not an advanced level, I would like to say, because since it's a new topic, I don't think so institute will test you to the core level of the bankruptcy and the insolvency code. Yeah, so remember, at least if you prepare the basic, if you know what this code is, what it does, how this will help to the industry for the growth of the industry as well as the nation, so that also you can prepare at the basic level. So this, in case if you, this carries 10 percentage, you can get at least 5 marks in this case, worst case. Yeah, so SEBI laws and the regulations are a little difficult case, so I also feel a little uncomfortable to read this topic also, because this has a very bare law, so which is sometimes a confusing or a difficult for a student like you and me to understand in the first instance. So you can at least understand the basic of the SEBI laws and the regulation. So Competition Act, I would like to say to you guys not to ignore, because this is having a very good exposure, not even today, even after qualifying your CMA, it will be very very good for you to understand this one, and how a competition should be taken into consideration for a nation like India to run without having a monopoly. So I would like to say to you not to ignore this topic, very very important topic. So if you prepare the basic understanding of these three acts, FEMA, banking sector and the insurance sector, I out of 25 I just expecting 15 marks from you guys. Simple. So if you ask me, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60 marks getting in a law is not at all a difficult task, guys. So you just need to plan well. So based on the plan you can decide how you can get a good marks in the corporate laws and the allied laws, or the corporate laws and the other acts whatever we have in the subject. Yeah, so if in case if I go to the deep dive, I mean like deep dive analysis with this subject, so you have the company's formation and the conversion, investments, loans, dividends, all these are all having as part of your company's act, guys. So these are all different sections and the subsections what you have in the company's act. Yeah, so having said this, I would like to say to you guys, you can concentrate as important topic of I mean a topic in this one. This carries a little percentage, dividend also carries a very very basic level, and if you keep moving, okay, okay, if you keep moving, you also need to ensure that the dividend carries at least a few percentage of the marks, wherein you will be asked about the profit assignment of a divisible profit, declaration of dividend, unpaid claim dividend, and basic things. If in case if you know, in case if a dividend is not paid by the company to the investors, what is the consequences, what are the penalty, all those things can be prepared in this one. So I would like to give a 1 star in this one. But having said that, I also give very much important to this accounts and the audit, because we also discussed some of the audits in the previous intermediate level also. So we also have the audits in the final level also. So if in case we give good importance to this topic, you can also learn some of the things which you can write in the other subjects. So you also need to ensure that you know the books of accounts, statutory auditor, cost auditor, CARO rules, all those things with regards to the companies act. Yeah, so next okay, so next we have board of directors, very very important topic in the companies act, guys. So I would like to give a 5 star to this one. The reason is this carries a very very good marks. You should be knowing all the things without a reason, without an excuse. You should be ensured to know that appointment, resignation, reappointment, removal, obtaining DIA number, compensation of loss, all these things are very very important for you to know about the director, because those are the people who are running the business for the shareholders, or I mean like on behalf of the shareholders. So that means you should be knowing what the roles and responsibilities of the directors, what are those people's consequences in case if they're failing to deliver as per the companies act. In case if you see, recently we had the finance department issuing, or the ministry of corporate affairs issuing a notification to many of the dummy companies, or how people will call it as an I mean like an actual term is a shell companies, wherein it has been completely removed from the uh, register of company. A lot of penalty has been imposed on the directors, and the directors responsibility has been like misused by many other people, and because of which they have been incurred a huge penalty, including the monetary and the non-monetary benefit, I mean the penalties. So you should be knowing all those things. So mentioning some of the recent situations or the instance with regards to the directors and managerial personals will be an added advantage for you to get a very very good marks in your companies act. Yep. So having said that, you need to prepare the board of directors also, very very important topic. So inspection, inquiry, and the investigation, a interesting topic if in case if you ask me. So ensure you also prepare for the inspection, inquiry, and the investigation at a basic level, very very important. Yeah. So I already mentioned to you important. Compromise, arrangements, amalgamation, a very very interesting topic, but little difficult topic in case if you don't prepare properly, because this has an high level of terminologies wherein a student like you and me will feel little difficult to understand the terminologies. Yeah, so prepare at a basic level, that's what I'm expecting from you guys. So prevention and operation and mismanagement, again with regards to the company management, again carries a very very good marks. So revival, rehabilitation or of the sick industries, can concentrate on these things also. If in case if you I remember Modi government has brought a lot of new rules and regulations for the development of the organizations, also development of the industry along with the nation. So you need to ensure that at least you know some of the rules which the recent government is bringing to the industry. Yeah. So corporate winding up resolution, again a very very important topic. At least I would like to state to you guys, remember to read the complete story about this official liquidator, very very important. So companies incorporate outside India, so how to treat a company if in case if those are incorporated outside of India but operating in India, so that also is very very important topic. So offenses penalties might be little difficult or confusing, but ensure you have a note for these things. Yeah. So National Company Law Tribunal Special Court, this also and carries very good marks. At least I can tell you that it carries at least 5 marks. Yeah. So Insolvency Bankruptcy Code, I already mentioned to you guys. So this also carries around uh, 10 percentage. So introduction, corporate insolvency resolution process is very very important, and the liquidation of a corporate person, this also carries a very very good marks in case if you prepare from the examination point of view. Yeah. So having said that, if we keep moving to the next section, we have the section B, which is corporate laws, that is other corporate laws. So SEBI already mentioned to you guys, you need to ensure that you remember the clause 49 as per the SEBI rules. You also need to know some of the rules with regards to the issue of capital and the disclosure regulation 2019. So I would like to say to you guys, clause 49 is very very important. So you need to practice read so that you'll understand what is the clause 49. Yeah. So securities contract, this also is very very important. I would like to say this might carry around 4 to 5 marks guys, not more than that. That also can plan. So competition act, as I mentioned to you guys, ensure you mention some of the recent events which has happened with regards to any of the laws in the Companies Act. Yeah. So we also have the Foreign Exchange Management Act, FEMA. So I already mentioned to you guys, is a basic understanding. So you should be knowing with regards to the export, imports, foreign funds, deemed deferred, and ECB route, loans, export remittances along with the import remittances. Yeah. So you need to know these things at the basic level. Yeah. So I think the video is going lengthy. Let me try to complete as soon as possible. So Banking Regulation Act, so you need to know at the basic level. So insurance sector, again it's a basic level. So this is what you need to be should be knowing with regards to the insurance and the banking sector. Yeah, yeah, very very basic. I would like to say to you guys. Yeah. So with that, if I come to the section C, so you also have the corporate governance. So as I already mentioned to you guys, you can mention some of the new recent events which has happened with regards to the Infosys. Okay, so let's move to the section C. So you need to remember the corporate governance carries very very good marks of around 15%. You should never ever ignore these things, because if you mention some of the recent instances or the situations happened with some of the industries or some of the companies like Infosys, you can try to mention those things with regards to the topic given here. Yeah. So you need to know the concept basic, the corporate governance practice codes in India, corporate governance in the family businesses, let's say a Bajaj group or a Tata group, or those are the family businesses, right? Or also you should be knowing what is the corporate governance they should follow. So state-owned organizations, public sectors, yeah, so those things also should be knowing. And the socio environmental and the economic responsibilities of business with regards to the voluntary guidelines on social environmental and the economic responsibilities, corporate social responsibilities with regards to the nature of activities, evaluation of CSR activities, I mean the project. So e-governance, so all this carries a good 15%. So at least if you try to write recent amendments or the recent situations happen in the any of the industry or business, if in case if you mention those things carrying, I mean like getting good marks in this subject, it's not at all a difficult task for you. Yeah. So this is the video for you guys. Okay, and some of the inputs or the I would like to say a key important for point for this subject, that is paper 13, corporate laws and compliance, is for you guys coming now. Okay, so video has become lengthy, so let me try to make it fast. So key points, remember Bayer Act is only for your reference purpose. If in case if you are completely concentrating on the Bayer Act, I would like to say you will not get a good marks. The reason is understanding the Bayer Act and trying to write as per the examination expectation is very difficult. So try to remember the Bayer Act is only for a reference purpose. So key points is very important, and which is very helpful for you to get a very good marks. And three times of reading is very important. Read, build a story, script it. So you know, right, if in case a movie is made, they'll try to find one of the line of any of the story, they'll try to build the story and try to make a script on those things. So the similar way you need to make a reading, build a story and script for any of the topics in the corporate laws. Yeah, so chart diagrams for any of the topic or subtopics might be helpful. You can try to have a director, under director, what type of director will be having, what the roles and the responsibilities of a director, what is DIA number, all those things can be made in a chart form so that it will be helpful for you during your revisionary time. Yeah, so RTP, PTP, MTP, remember you should refer along with the recent amendments of the law. Okay, remember this. So build a story and link to a real life event. So in case if you remember, if you think that you are facing difficulty in remembering some of the sections of this company act, let's say section 143 will talk about a law which you are not able to remember. Try to remember that 143, which is might be an I love you, or 143 can be linked to your if to your any of your real life event, so it will become easier for you to remember during your examination. Yeah, so write sections only if you're 101% sure. In case if you're not confident, if you're doubting on yourself, ensure that you do not mention any of the sections. Instead, write as per the provisions of the Companies Act. Example. So if in case if you're not watched my video how to write the law paper, ensure that you remember to watch that video and act accordingly. Yeah, so write standardized answer. Do not conclude your answer in the first instance. So I see many of my students writing, as soon as they see a question whether a director is eligible for a reappointment, just an example, they'll just start their answer no, the director is not responsible for reappointment, just an example. So do not do like that. So there is a proper structure. Watch my video and so that you will come to know how to write, read and get a good marks in your law paper. Yeah, so no answer is wrong. If in case if you ask me whether the answer in your examination is right or wrong, it depends on your justification. If in case we justified as per the law or as per any of the acts, and if the examiner thinks that yes, as per this act this answer is right, you'll get a good marks. Yeah, so but that doesn't mean that as per Companies Act you'll write something from the other corporate laws and you'll write in the Companies Act. No, do not do like that. Anything as per the Companies Act, if you feel this the answer is right one, follow. Okay, so latest amendments must be understood and ensure that you're knowing. In case if you're thinking where to get, you can log into the caclubindia.com website. They have a huge contents. So many of the experts also upload some of their contents with regards to the law, taxation, all those things. You can try to refer those things. Also institute also issue some of the recent amendments which will be applicable for the upcoming examination. Yeah, so you need to try to tag some of the case laws wherever it's possible, and in case if you're tagging an advantages for you to get a very good marks. Yeah, so CA practice manual workbook of a CMA student can be referred as a base, but however I give more importance to the CS practice manual because they have a lot of questions which will be helpful from your examination point of view. Yeah, so 2 mock tests is very good. So 64 to 70 days planner is very sufficient for you guys. I also planning to give an study planner, a sample study planner in the all the videos. So let me try whether it's possible for me to give it. If possible, sure, I'll be giving in the video description. Yeah, perfect. I think this is the video for the guys. Dave, guys, hope you enjoyed. In case if you got some input, ensure you like the video and share with your friends. Yeah, this is Satish. We'll meet next in the next video with regards to the final year paper 14, that's strategic financial management. Until then, see you. Check us. Satish signing off. Bye bye.